If you're a beginner, here are 5 websites that are going to give you an edge in making money in the stock market. What is up everybody, Gifford here and welcome back to another stock market video, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 very important websites that not only beginners should use, but for people who have been investing for a while. And if you stick around to the end, I have 3 very different websites for the same thing, which I think gives investors an advantage. With that said, let's get on with the video. So the first website is Simply Wall Street, and this is just the interface here. Now what you do is you just type in the ticker symbol. In this case we'll have a look at Tesla, which is TSLA, and that should pop up, and click on that. So this is a really good place for beginners because the interface is really easy to understand. We have at the top here the overview, and then it's got some good points and sometimes lists some negative points or risks associated with the stock that you're investing in. On the left hand side here it's got tabs of very important information like valuation, future growth, past performances, so all key metrics that you want to have a look at and really laid out in an easy to understand way. So a lot of these websites that I'm going to show you will overlap with information, but Simply Wall Street is kind of a nice one just to tie it all together in a simple, easy format. So the things I have a look for in Simply Wall Street is obviously the valuation. Now you got to take this with a grain of salt. As you can see here, Tesla at the moment is priced at $782, and this thinks it's $216, so it thinks it's wildly overvalued. And whether or not you think it's overvalued is totally subjective. So these here just takes some predetermined metrics that it has, which you can click down here to actually figure out how it works this out. So it's just a indication only. The other key tabs I like to check on is past performances, how well it's been going, and also its financial health. And the other one is just going back up to the top, which is future growth and how it tries to calculate its revenue and its future earnings. The second website is Yahoo Finance, and this is a really good place to have a look at all the company's metrics. Sometimes it's not 100% correct, but a lot of it is pretty close to when you're trying to learn about a company. So as soon as you know about a company you want to look up, you just type in the ticker symbol. In this case we're just in Tesla stock at the moment, and it has a very good range of all the metrics, especially just sort of the summary of what the company's about. So Yahoo Finance can pretty much be a video on its own, but the key things I look for is in the summary, which is how big the company is, which is its market cap, also what the PE ratio is for value stocks, and also like to look at the 52-week range, so how low it's gotten all the way up to how high it's gotten before. So in my videos I like to have a look at the statistics screen, and this is a pretty good screen to help me sort of evaluate the company really quickly. And the things I look for is their profit margin and also operating margin, as well as their year-on-year growth. And for beginners, on this page is really helpful that when you're about to buy the stock, to have a look at what its 50-day and 200-day moving average is. So for example, if the price dips down to under $700, that's a good indication that it's a good time to buy, because the last time it was under that price range was about 200 days ago. So just back to their summary page, and down here at the bottom is their EPS, and this gives us an indication of when they have their earnings, and when they go to announce that they beat or miss it, then the share price is either going to go up or down. And here in advance you can see what the analysts hope they are going to estimate. So this is the number that you either want them to beat if you want the share price to go up. So the third website we have here is TradingView, and this is all about technical analysis. As a beginner, you really want to learn a little bit of charting because it can teach you a few things of what the stock price is doing. Just remember that previous price action doesn't actually tell you what the future price action is, but it does actually give you a good gauge because the people investing are humans and they tend to have a look at historical stuff as well. So really when you go to buy and sell, there's going to be what they call support and resistance levels, but this gives us an advantage of the patterns of behavior that we might encounter when we go to buy and sell a stock. Okay, so the screen might be a little bit confusing, but I'll walk you through what's going on here. So this is Tattooed Chef, and I've got about 5 lines of indicators that kind of tell me where my points are of interest. And without going into detail, this just gives me a general understanding of where the stock might be. And as you can see here, I've got this point here of interest, which is just below $17.50 and down to about $16, and this is sort of my buy region when I'm going to buy the stock for a long time. And you can also see that I have these lines here, which I like to call sort of the lines of resistance and where the price is likely to sell off. So there's a couple of them here, about $21.30 and about $22.50, and as soon as it comes around then, that people tend to sell these points. So if it's going to go up a little bit higher, it's probably going to go to the next resistance and the price action might hang around there. But these are just all indicators to tell me what's going on with the stock, and to break through these here really needs good news or a lot of buying momentum. But the main thing on this page is it really tells me if the stock is starting to hit all-time highs of when I can actually sell and get out, because I know that it's unlikely to continue up if it hits an an actual point where it's been very high before. So $25 is a really big deal for Tattooed Chef. So anything, as soon as it gets near there, it tends to sell off unless there's some very good news that can break it through. The fourth website you want to go to is what they call the Investors Relations page. And you want to go to this for the stocks that you own and have high conviction in. So this page here is from the company, and this tells you what's going on with the company. So here, having a look at Tattooed Chef, we can see the overview, the news and events, its financials, and it's also stock metrics that they have there, the corporate governance, and also the investor relations resources that you can see there, frequently asked questions, and other things like contacting them if you need to talk to them. And what you want to do is when you go into these pages is read what management is talking about in the company, and is the information truthful, and what they say is what they do, because basically you're taking their word by investing into the company, you're taking their word for it that this is what they're going to do to bring eventually the share price up when they create value in the company and making more money. And I know this is really obvious, but I just want to point out, if you see something wrong and they're lying to you about something, then they're probably going to be lying about other things as well, and it's time to look for new opportunities. And we finally get to the fifth website recommendation for beginners, which is Analyst ratings. And in this category, I've added 3 websites, which I'll link down in the description, and basically you want to know what analysts think about the stocks that you buy. So if you're a beginner, you're not really going to know the price targets of where you think it is, because you're just going to be looking at the chart action and they have prices to them, and you think, well, I'm just going to buy that for the prices. It's always good to know what the professionals think it is. And basically, if these guys say it is a buy rating at a particular value, so if it's a buy rating at $20 and the stock is currently at $10, then everyone is obviously going to buy it. But just remember, these analysts are human, so they're also trying to predict the impossible, which is trying to predict where the stock price is going to be with the information that they're given. They can also get it wrong, and even new investors get lucky sometimes and beat them. So the first website out of the 3 is TipRanks, and I like to go to. There's also a section here where you can go to the top 25 Wall Street analysts and have a look at their stock picks. So let's just go to the number 1 here, which is Jared, and let's see what he reckons is a buy. So on this page, these here are the stocks that he covers, and he tells you whether he wants to buy them, sell them, or hold them. And TipRanks is quite good because it's got some accountability, so it does track his metrics, and you can see he's got a success rate of 84% with an average return of 33% in the market for the last year. So the second website is Ticker Terminal, and I really like this because if you go down to valuations, it literally tells you what their price expectations are, which is $17.15 for Tattooed Chef. I don't quite agree, but this is just them telling you that. And it's also got a lot of tabs, informational tabs over here, which is overview, its news, financials, estimates, transcripts, and filings, and etc. And the third and final one is benzinga.com, and I really like this because it actually states who those analysts are for the stocks that you're looking at. Again, we're looking at Tattooed Chef, and here we can see Jefferies and Roth Capital. We can see that they have targets of this of $17 and $26, and you can look up how these analysts do. I've covered them in previous videos. Whatever company you're invested in this case Tattooed Chef, they also have a comparison across these. Having invested for over a year now, I still look at these websites each week when I find out about new stocks to invest in. Checking up on these websites will make sure that you don't miss out on any major news on the companies you own, especially if you only have a few companies to maximize growth. If you're interested in investing starting with $20 a week, check out this video at the end as I guide you through step by step. Before you go, hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and feel free to subscribe if you want to hear new tips in investing. Thank you for watching, and may the gains be with you, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.